Hi everyone, I'm Sandy. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today I actually have a tag on Tag Tuesday. It's been a minute since I've done a tag, but I have some additional ones planned coming up in the next few weeks. So I hope you like tags because that's what will have coming up. But the tag that I am doing today is Traveling with Books tag, which is an original tag that was created by my friend Gina Stanier. And so I'm very excited. She tagged me in her original video, and I'm super excited to do this tag. So let's jump in. There's only 6 prompts and then to tag some travelers. I'm actually going to answer question number 5 first because it influences every other question on the prompt. So prompt number 5 is, does where you go or how long you're traveling impact the amount and type of books you take? Absolutely, without a doubt. Where I am going, how long I'm going will impact what I bring. There's certain things that I will bring camping that I wouldn't bring on a long trip, say on a long flight somewhere. If the trip is only a few days, that would impact what I would bring. I don't often like to bring big chunky books, especially even if I'm traveling for a long time or if I have a small amount of space. So without a doubt, where I am going impacts what I bring. Does it impact the type of book? Not necessarily the type of book, but it does impact the format. It does impact what I'm actually bringing. So yeah, and I'll talk about a couple of examples as I go through the rest of the prompts. Okay, so now back to prompt number 1. Do you read when you travel? It depends is the answer. And this is kind of back to, it depends on where I'm going. When I go camping, which is my most recent trip, I do not read as much. I ended up only reading 2 books while camping, which is actually kind of a record for me because last year I think I read about 20 pages of one book and didn't finish any books while camping. Just for some reason, when I get there, I just want to go out and play and do a lot of stuff and don't tend to read. Now, when I'm flying somewhere, I absolutely will read on the plane. It is one of my favorite ways to pass the time. When I flew to Los Angeles for my birthday, I ended up reading an entire book on that flight, even though it was just a couple of hours, and really enjoy passing the time with reading when I'm traveling on a plane. If I'm on a long flight, a 10-hour or plus flight, I can read for some time, but not the whole time. So it really depends on how long and what we have planned wherever we're going. Prompt number 2, do you travel with paper books? Yes. Yes, in pretty much all instances. So when I went camping, I brought 5 books with me, knowing that they were 5 paper books, no hardbacks at all. It's an interesting one. It's like, do you bring hardbacks or paperback? They didn't really specify. Gina didn't really specify that. I tend to not bring hardbacks really anywhere. It's unusual for me to bring a hardback because they're just so big. But paper books, yes. I did learn a valuable lesson though on the books that I brought camping. I brought Piranesi, which actually held up pretty well. My friend did end up reading this. I didn't read this. My friend read this. I also brought Legends of the North Cascades, and you can see there's some damage in this one. She started this one and didn't finish it. And then we have the last one, which is The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. And look at this. Look at this book now. So I've learned camping, books are probably not going to come back in the condition that they went in. This one in particular, my friend, I was horrified. I looked over and she was reading it like this. Who does that? It's like, my poor book is forever damaged. So I do have to be careful with what I bring camping and know that the books I bring probably are not going to come back in the same condition that they went in. So it does change kind of what I pick. When I'm traveling to some place, it depends on how long, again, I'm going to be gone regarding the number of books. But yes, I definitely bring at least a few paper books because I always want to have one to hold, but it's not all I bring. All right, so number 3, do you travel with an e-reader? Where's that? I actually have my iPad here, which acts as my e-reader. I have the Kindle app and the iBook iBooks app on this, and I will preload this when I am traveling. And so I don't actually bring this camping, which is interesting. I don't bring it camping because, one, I don't have power when I'm camping, and so there's no easy way for me to keep it charged. We have other things we want to charge, and so this just always seemed like not the thing I wanted to bring. Also, you saw the condition on my book. I'm always worried it's going to get damaged, and so I tend to not bring this while camping. Now, if you were to look on my Kindle app in this, you will see up here there's a large number of books up here because I do preload them on here. Some are library books, some I've got through Prime Reading, some I did actually end up purchasing. I have some I purchased on iBooks. So yeah, an e-reader is essential for me when I am traveling. And so I like having the Kindle app or iBooks because I have it on my iPad and I have it on my phone, and so I can flip back and forth, but my preferred is to read it on the iPad because my old eyes can see it a little bit better on the iPad. So yeah, I definitely will load up with a lot of ebooks. All right, number 4, I lie. How many books do you pack when you travel? Oh boy. It depends again. Camping, I ended up bringing 5 books. I read 2. My friend read 3. We didn't make it through all of them. But I brought 5. Space-wise, again, not a huge amount of space because, we have other stuff we're bringing, like paddle boards and things, which take up all of our room. When I'm traveling to someplace like Los Angeles, short weekend trip, I think I had 3 physical books with me and a couple on my e-reader as well. If I'm going someplace overseas where it's a 10-hour, I will load it up with 10, 20 books. Not that I think I'm going to be able to read 10 or 20 books, but I want to have options, which is really silly because I could download them as well when I'm traveling. So I don't know why I have to have all of them here. I try not to travel when I'm traveling by plane with too many physical books because they're heavy and I'm having to walk through the airport, and I do love having them with me, but it's hard to actually pack like a lot of books when you're traveling. And so we tend to only bring carry-ons a lot of times, and space is at a premium again. And yeah, so a small amount of physical books, lots of ebooks, but the amount of days that I'm going definitely impacts the number of books I'm bringing. Where I'm going impacts the number of books I'm going to bring with me as well. So yeah, I'm a big, I overplan and bring way too many books with me wherever I'm going. Number 6, do you buy books when traveling or visit bookshops/libraries? I absolutely buy books when I'm traveling. I love going to bookstores. I love finding libraries. I love having little literary adventures as well. So when I went to Los Angeles, I did end up buying a couple of books. I searched out bookstores. Unfortunately, we weren't able to go to the last bookstore in downtown Los Angeles because we had a flight cancellation thing and we had to hurry back. But yes, I absolutely will search out bookstores. I drive my family crazy because one of the things I will look for is plot out all the bookstores and want to go visit them. So yeah, I will buy books. Again, space-wise, do not have a lot of room if all I'm bringing is a carry-on. So I have to be careful because I don't really want to ship back a box if I'm someplace like in Europe. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm very lucky that I've been able to travel as much as I have, but it's been 3 years since I've traveled overseas because of COVID. So I don't know what it would look like. I would imagine me wanting to buy quite a bit, but we'll see. Sometimes it's hard to find English books in various countries, so it will really depend the next time I travel. But I'm super excited for the opportunity to travel when it comes up. But yeah, I'm definitely absolutely travel with books. I couldn't go someplace without them. And prompt number 7 is to tag some travelers. So I don't have my box set up, my jar set up to pull and select them. I'm a little bit still behind on that. So I'm going to tag Nikki from Red.Reads because I believe she has been traveling recently. And then also Sarah from Freshly Read Books because I believe she's also been traveling recently and I would like to tag her. And then I will tag Jack over at Spread Bookjoy because I know she has also been traveling fairly recently. So those three, we're going to go with those three for today. But I hope you like this. Please let me know in the comments, do you travel with books? How many do you bring? If you'd like to do this tag, I'd love to see your version. But as always, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, everyone, thanks. Bye.